Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back. I just had a couple minutes in between meetings, figured I'd jump on and try to do my daily video and just update after all the dust had settled from yesterday's launch. So as you guys know, Animal Farm did actually launch yesterday, and for the most part it went off without a hitch. There was a couple people who were having Wallet Connect issues that it sounds like everyone was able to sort out, and we're able to get in, buy dogs, deposit everything. So dogs went live. Dogs increased by, I don't know, what did it launch at? About 40. It's about 48 right now, 49. It's been bouncing back and forth between 48 and 50. And pigs, of course, we saw a sell-off. Pigs dropped down, which I'm a little surprised it dropped down as much. Initially, we had a nice little drop in pigs, and I think that's because a lot of people had some free pigs and they wanted to go into dogs or go into the other parts of the farm, so that sold off a little bit. I also think there was a good handful of people that were just too jaded by the delays, that wanted to get out of the animal farm, but they wanted to get out at a good price, so they were hoping that pigs would pump and they'd be able to dump those pigs. When they didn't, pigs popped a little bit and then started working its way down. I think when they didn't, people realized like that pump might not be coming right now. I just want out, and so they bailed. So part of that's a good thing, everyone, we kind of washed out some weak hands. Part of it also isn't, because I think the reason that those people are leaving is because we've had so many delays and frustrations that people just lost confidence in the platform and they're out. So those people may come back around, but they may not come back around just because they're stubborn. And even though the yields will be really good over here, they're like, I'm never going back to that. Burn me once, it's not going to burn me again. So I do think we've turned off some potential investors and some people that were already in the ecosystem because of the issues we've had. And so some of those guys are going away. In the long term, like I said, I don't think it's really going to matter. And we're probably thinking like over the next 90 days, I think we're going to make up a ton of that ground, because just like Forex said, I think there's a lot of people that are staked in other platforms that are going to realize that the APRs over here are actually better than they are over there. So they're going to take money off of PancakeSwap and off of staking protocols that are really similar like that, but are paying lower yields. They're going to move them over to the Animal Farm because they're really going to get the best of both worlds. So right now our TVL is 103 million. This has been bouncing back up and down. Yesterday for a minute it was saying like 565 million, but this dog's WBNB was reporting incorrectly and super inflating that. Once they got everything fixed, it dropped down to about 100 million, and then it's just steadily rising from there. So that's not too bad. We started the day at about 50 million. We ended the day at about 103, 104, and I think that's pretty solid. I think that part of the reason we're not seeing these assets sky, we're still in a bear market and people just don't have a lot of risk capital. So people have to sell their pigs to be able to buy the dogs. They've got to sell their pigs to be able to go into some of the other staking pools. Everyone's draining their garden contract balance or their garden drip USD LPs because they need that money to go into other aspects of the protocol and other parts of the ecosystem. So I think it's just the sign of the times. It's kind of where we're sitting at in this bear market. People really don't have a lot of extra capital right now. I don't care what you say, we are in the midst of a global recession. We're seeing cracks in the armor basically of every major economy, and the crypto market's taken a massive hit. So luckily we've seen a little boost over the last week in the crypto market. It might, however, be a fake out and we could have another big leg down, but we'll see. My gut tells me we've got another leg down, but I truly hope I'm wrong and we're about to battle our way back out on the crypto side. Eventually, a lot of people are going to turn to crypto and turn to DeFi because they're going to realize that governments do not have your best financial interests at heart. They're going to continue to print money, cause inflation, and that is just a massive hidden tax on your dollar. So a solve for that, of course, is cryptocurrency, and a big way to leverage cryptocurrency when the markets are down is to put them in yield generating protocols like the Animal Farm. So let's do a quick little tour. Of course, the homepage, 103.7 million in TVL right now. Over in my pig pen, like I said, I've just got about 30 pigs in here. We did see a massive boost in the BUSD rewards that we got from this yesterday. So that was really nice. I can't imagine what it's going to be like in the future when there's a lot more transactions happening. My piggy bank is still rocking. The contract balance has been going down, so the yields haven't been very good. But I do think the piggy bank is going to start to be a play here in the future. Now that the farms are open, there's more reason to hold pigs. Pigs are going to generate pretty solid BUSD from what we can see, just from yesterday's activity. So one way to generate pigs, of course, is to use the piggy bank. So I see that contract balance actually leveling out and then going back up. So we should see that boost up here soon. I'll probably do an individual video on that. I've done one on the old platform. The new one looks different. It's a little bit different. We're in a different market condition right now. So it would make sense for me to do another video. Over in the dog pound, I initially just staked my my dogs over here in the auto compounding. I'm probably going to build up a nice stack there, and then I'm also going to build up a stack in linear. Linear is what earns you B&B. The auto compounding really earns you pigs, and you're going to earn it through this Animal Farm Dogs WB&B LP deal that's going to show up on the farm. So anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do another video that deep dives into the animal farm and talks about strategy. There's 100 different strategies. There's different ways to play it. If you've got a bunch of Ethereum, sitting in an account on Binance or Coinbase or whatever it is, your plays are going to be different than someone who's got $3,000 that they want to throw into a vest. So I can't tailor a video on strategy to any one person, but I can give everyone an overview of how things work, and I'll do that probably on my next video. I'll jump in, but that's the basics here. I'm going to build up a nice little stake of auto compounding dogs and a nice stake of linear dogs. For the farms, I just tossed a little bit in the drip BUSD LP farm, and the pools, I just threw a little cake in down here as well. So I've got those working. I'm just going to continue to DCA into the positions that I like. As you can see on these are going to give your APRs. Now that people are in here, they've come down considerably. Most of these started out at 50,000 or something astronomical. Now they've dropped down into reasonable ranges. So Dogs BUSD is actually a really good one that earns you pigs. Really solid and getting 346% APR, which is awesome. Dogs WBNB also drip BUSD, it's basically the lowest because it's the most saturated pool and so on, but that's how you stake in the farms. You just put your LPs or whatever in there, and then the pools are single staking assets. So if you've got BUSD or WBNB sitting there, or ETH or Cake or Bitcoin, whatever, you can stake them in there and earn some additional yield while earning dogs at the same time, which then you can take your dogs, of course, and put them over in the auto compounding pool or whatever you want that would earn your pig. So there's plenty of different plays. Like I said, I'll do an in-depth video on it. It's probably going to be like a 30-minute video though, because I don't think there's any way to really accurately break down each piece of the animal farm without spending quite a bit of time on it, so people actually understand that. But pretty exciting that it's up and running. We waited a really, really long time for this. I know you guys had to weather the storm just like I did and be patient, and it was really frustrating at times. We had some starts and stops, but finally we're here, and now we can build off this. Everything was hinging on this moment. We can't get the new drip UI until this was launched. We can't get Scratchy until this was launched. So in my eyes, this is major. Even though prices didn't go soaring and everyone's not a millionaire already, it's a piece of the macro. It's a building block, a brick, if you will, to build this massive castle we're trying to build. But it had to start with this one. And of course, this is a really major one because it's the main pivotal piece of the ecosystem. So will we see $1 billion in TVL? I definitely think we will at some point, and I definitely think that that point will be sometime next year. So if you want to get in all this stuff, everything's live. You can click buy dogs or buy pigs, buy dogs. You can click these buttons to do it. You can come over here to the swap tab. You can add liquidity, so you can create the LP pairs like BUSD with pigs or BUSD with dogs. So you can add liquidity there. And then the drip liberation, I think, still takes you over to the other side. Somehow they haven't integrated that yet, but it doesn't matter. You can do it over there. It just the different UI, or you can always do the liquidity things on PancakeSwap. So you've got the ability to do that there, but you want to do it on the main site. So add liquidity using this tool on the site to avoid adding the Animal Farm Dogs tax. So for me, I did everything on the site just because it was easy. I did hear about some people going over to PancakeSwap to do a few different things, but now it's all fully functional. So, give it a try, see what you think. As expected, drip price dropped a little bit yesterday when everything launched. It's still sitting about $5 right now, but I think it was up at like $5.55 or something. We had a lot of buys running up to the launch because it seemed like it was going to happen. And then of course, if you're in the drip faucet and you don't have a lot of funds and you want to buy dogs or pigs, you got to sell your drip to go over and do that. I also think a lot of people took the drip that they had, sold half of it, paired it with BUSD, and then put it into that farm. So frankly, it was kind of to be expected. We've talked about that a lot of times. Even Forex has referenced it. What he says is the last time when Manor Farm launched that we saw like a 20% correction and followed by a 3x boost after everything leveled out over the next couple weeks. So my prediction on price, and I shouldn't give price predictions again, non-financial advice, but my prediction on price is if everything else goes smoothly, like if the next 60 days is just lights out, then I think we'll see a solid appreciation in price. And we're talking new drip UI comes out, Scratchy comes out before the end of the year. Just everything's running smooth. I mean, if Forex really has all this stuff ready and the marketing team is now like, hey, we learned from our mistakes, we're going to kill it. We're going to get Forex Shark on these TV segments. We're going to be advertising in all the right places. We're going to get some ads out. We're going to start driving people in. If that stuff really does work, we could see a really solid appreciation in price. But I'm thinking by the end of the year, you know, maybe 10 bucks, 12 bucks if we're lucky. After that, when the sales of Scratchy are really coming in, we'll boost up from there. But I want to stay relatively conservative. I'd be super happy with $10 drip at the end of the year. I know a lot of people want to see new all-time highs, but I don't think that's in the cards right now under these market conditions. So my recommendation would be just to continue to DCA while you're seeing low prices. Give it some time, leverage the new tool that you have in the animal farm to generate additional yields, and we'll just see where this thing goes. So let me know what plays you guys are in already, how launch went for you yesterday. Comment down below if there's anything really specific that you want me to cover in that how-to video. Like I said, it's probably gonna be 30 minutes long, so I'll try to figure out how to timestamp it for each individual piece. But I'll lay out a couple different strategies for people, and I hope that they will help you make a more informed decision. A big thank you to everybody who's always commenting, liking, and those of you that have subscribed. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider clicking that below. Would love to have you as a viewer, and you can see all my new stuff that pops up. I do have a lot of people commenting below, hey, have you done a video about this? And it's like the last video I did. So obviously those people aren't subscribed. So if you're not subscribed, consider hitting the button. Promise I won't bug you. It'll just be easier for you to find my content. So anyway, guys, thanks for joining today. Happy investing.